Hello and welcome back to another episode of Ravenrook Plays. I'm Ravenrook. I'll be doing a second part of Scarlet Hollow. This is my second playthrough. I thoroughly enjoyed the first one and thought I'd just try the story again in anticipation of new content. I'm not sure when they're going to be releasing more, but I'm really excited and just thought I'd do a second playthrough just to kind of keep myself excited for the next chapter episode that should be coming out at some point this year, I hope. But yeah, leave a like if you liked this video, a dislike if you didn't, and if you have any comments or any questions or suggestions or whatever, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. So without further ado, let's jump right in. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. So we're pretty much going with every single unique option that I have. So you'll know it's unique by, it'll have in parentheses your whatever traits you chose. So I chose hot and mystical, I think. So anytime those apply, I get extra choices. So let's go with hot. Hey everyone, I'm Ravenrook, just in town for the funeral. Nice to meet y'all. The woman behind the counter beams back at you. Hello there, and welcome to the holler. You just let us know if you need anything, okay? You nod politely, giving a small wave as you and Stella slide into the nearest booth. Looks like you'll probably be the talk of the town for a while. Yeah, look at the officer over there just kind of cupping his hand over his mouth, trying to be all secret-like. That's great police work right there. It's not often folks around here meet many strangers, and with who you're related to, well, folks love their gossip, you know. Hey Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully place a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Aw shucks, thanks Avery. And here's some bacon for the little lady. Which is not healthy dog food, especially for a dog that is 17, and for an owner who wants to beat the world record for, pug age? Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Tip, you can hit the H button on your keyboard to hide the text box at any time. Well, they obviously want us to so we can see that cute little face lapping up the bacon. Hot. Anything for you, darling? Ooh. Adding a term of endearment. Order a biscuit and a coffee. Could I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the county. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyway, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. You look like the kind of person who would do that way past the intended audience age. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. Let's see. Where's my... Oh, here it is. Potluck at church thing. Cool. None of that's really striking my fancy. Church thing. Is the potluck a church thing? Would it be weird for me to come if I'm not a member? No, the Sunday thing is coincidental. It's actually hosted by the library. Not too many people go to church around here, if I'm being honest. Nice. A non-religious community in the rural south? That's gotta be unusual. I know, we must seem like such heathens. But there are plenty of God-fearing folks in town. They just aren't the biggest fans of the local church. Why? What did they do? Well, the building's fine, but the pastor's another story. There's just something a little off about the guy. You'll get what I mean if you ever meet him. I hope we do. I don't think I did the last playthrough. And unfortunately, you probably will. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? What's it to ya? Just immediately hostile. No clue. I'm sure I'll be able to occupy myself. I want to support Tabitha. I kind of assumed I'd be spending my time trying to help Tabitha, but with how quickly she ran off today, I'm not sure that's enough for a full schedule. That's really sweet of you, but you're right. That'll definitely still leave you with plenty of time to kill. Have you thought about exploring the local trails at all? I'm usually out there a few nights a week for my job, and I'd be happy to show you around. Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuits in tow. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. Thanks, it looks great. You didn't have to do that. What do I look like, a charity case? Chow down. Thanks, it looks great. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. This is some beautiful writing. I really want a biscuit now. You don't even need to taste it to know that it is good. Divinity given buttery form. Huh. So it just is the definition of good. We found it. We found the good in this world. It's a biscuit from this eatery. You take a bite, it melts in your mouth as if it was nothing, but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Oh, I do love my carbs. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Whoa. I've had better. This is the best biscuit I've ever had, but that's not saying much. Oh, whoa. I don't think words can suffice. We just need a reaction here. This is a really good biscuit. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Huh, oh Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. Wait, what? What kind of videos do you do? Wow, that's rad. Oh, okay. How does that make you money? You and everyone else. I love how there's just one, overtly hostile choice every single time. One of these days, maybe I should go back and do just an all hostile run and see where it gets me. Wow, that's rad, dude. I've never met a YouTuber before. I'd love to check out your channel at some point. Oh, thanks. It's nothing much. It pays the bills, but it's mostly a passion project, Isn't that the ideal? It pays the bills, and it's a passion project. Fuck you, Stella. If only we could all be so lucky. She's selling herself short, Ravenrook. Her stuff is amazing. She hunts cryptids. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the lake, but the controversial one. I'm sorry, you said river one, and then you said not the lake? Those are two very different bodies of water. I think she would know what you're talking about. You wouldn't have to specify, not this other body of water. Whatever, Avery. You're suspect. You're on my list now, buddy. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in the river. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. That's an honest-to-God cryptid there. Oh yeah, totally a dog. Or wait, a beaver? Hold on. Whatever it is, you should leave it alone. I don't believe in cryptids. Yes, I want to respect all rights of cryptids. That's an honest-to-goodness cryptid right there. No way that's a beaver or a dog, and there's no way a capybara would be swimming in a river in the mountains of North Carolina. Unless there's some North American colony of capybaras in Appalachia, but that would still count as a cryptid, wouldn't it? Yeah, until someone catches a capybara up here, but that would still count as a cryptid by most standards. My comment section went nuts for this footage, and from there it spread to Twitter pretty fast. There were polls for days. I even had actual experts weighing in. It was all a really cool experience. And it meant the video did some pretty great numbers. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Haha, exactly. Some exotic pet owner set it free, and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along? So this part I actually don't like. You have no choice. You have to go with Stella. I understand for narrative purposes, but you're given the option to decline, and I have gone through all the options, and they all lead to you have to go. And that kind of, I guess, broke the spell for me when I realized that your choice here really doesn't matter. And I get it. I feel like there's a way to do this without kind of having become, like, because most of the game, I conveniently forget the fact that my choices don't matter, or they don't amount to a whole lot. But here it was very obvious. And I feel like there's a way to make it less obvious on at this part of the game. It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers. Whoops, sorry Avery. It's okay, I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See you all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. Ew, stinky. What's Skunk Ape? Heck yeah, isn't that just worse Bigfoot? That's kind of mean. It's definitely one of the lesser ape-type cryptids, and one of the smellier, according to some sources. They say you should be able to smell it before you see it. I don't know about you, but I find the idea of discovering something previously unknown to be excitement enough, even if it's just worse Bigfoot. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady... Oh boy. Let's go to the... Yep, here we go. I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one of her on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. Okay, there we go. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So, what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against the darkening sky, that sort of thing? Yeah, so if you say no, you can't go, or you, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna use the unique option. It's a date. Cool. This is gonna be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, but it's just been me and Gretchen for quite a while. Me and Kanika and Reese running around in the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered to us. Maybe you'll get the chance to meet them later this week. So, we should probably head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. Leave a generous tip. You reach into your pocket and pull out a crumpled $5 bill. You know it's a bit more than one would expect to get from such a short dining experience, but you might as well share the wealth while you got it. You smooth out the bill before placing it on the table inconspicuously. Oh, that's awesome of you. Avery will appreciate that, I'm sure. Way to blow my cover, Stella. I was trying to be inconspicuous. Stella turns to leave the diner with you following close behind. So just a quick pause here to interject some commentary. I think one of the strongest pieces of this game is the actual story and the world that has been crafted, but I think sort of second to that would have to be the characters. The characterization is really good. Like, these characters feel so real to me, and I feel so familiar with them. They all have unique characteristics, personalities, quirks. It's just... I can't stress enough, the writing of this game is just phenomenal. And it seems like there isn't a weak element of that writing. There are certainly weaker points, like the one I pointed out a few moments ago, but all in all, the writer for this game really kind of hit every single mark, with the same kind of excellence. And I'm really, really enjoying that, especially with the characters. Even though I would have preferred to in this second playthrough decline Stella's offer, you know, and kind of see if I could get to know someone else a bit better. Still, I'm not dreading this experience. It's not like I'm going into it like, been there, done that. You know, it's like, what more can I learn from Stella in this second experience? So, you know, with that in mind, let's see what we can learn. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel, and of course we're going with the unique option mystical, a sense of foreboding. You feel an overwhelming sense of foreboding, which seems only natural considering where you are. Your instinct screams at you to leave, but at the same time, you're curious to see what the night has in store for you. Look at Gretchen's little face right there. She's like, huh? What are we doing, guys? Can we go home? Where it's nice and warm? You decide to go with the flow, to keep putting one foot in front of the other, and to not dwell too much on this strange feeling. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record, since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet, until the next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. Hey, fucking men. Oh my god, I gotta say, recently, I've had such climate anxiety, I think is what they're calling it. I think just because little, like, random unseasonable weather events have just seem to be so much more dramatic. And it's become so alarming to me. Like, I feel almost an apocalyptic dread every time it's like 60 degrees in the middle of December in New York City. Like, what the fuck is that? I kind of talked myself down from the ledge back in October because I was seeing historical weather data that suggested that it can kind of peak up to the 60s in October in the New York City area, but 60 fucking degrees in December. Just blowing my mind. Anyway, it's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored. Yeah, if only for a moment. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. Let's just explore. Are you really expecting to find anything out here? What are the chances we actually run into a skunk ape in just one night of filming? That's fair. We are hunting a creature that stayed hidden from humans long enough to gain a mythic reputation. What are the odds of something like that popping out to star on my little YouTube channel? But hey, the chances are never zero, right? Yep, perfect illustration of the gambler's fallacy. Just because something has infinitesimally small odds doesn't mean it's impossible. To equate the two is the gambler's fallacy. Do you ever hunt things that aren't cryptids? You know, like ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing? Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff. I never had much luck, though, especially when it came to ghosts. Back when I first started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of old, abandoned buildings, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. But nothing ever happened. It was always just me and my camera and an old house getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaky floorboard. When all's said and done, I've just been a lot luckier with cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad, and I can't rule out the possibility that there really are true hauntings out there, but if there are, I sure as heck haven't seen any myself. Werewolves I kind of lump in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there actually were people out there who turned into animals, but werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the great beast genre of cryptid. As for demons, I don't know. I honestly don't even want to consider the possibility that they exist, because if they really are out there, geez, a lot of folks are doomed to an eternity of flames. So let's hope all that junk's bunk, am I right? All that's just bunk. What about aliens? What do you think about aliens? Don't even get me started. Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real, and they have absolutely visited Earth. Like, I believe in aliens way more than I believe in cryptids. You don't see me hunting aliens out there because we know they're real. Mystical. We're not alone out here, but everything is cut from the same cloth. Whoa, you've got to meet my friend Kanika's mom. You two would get along. I'm really excited to see that reaction with my mystical traits. Has anything bad ever happened on one of these hikes? You know, just curious. Let me think. There was the time back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff, but he was fine. We had some folks from town rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a couple of months to heal. All in all, not too bad. Though I guess there was also the time I was out here alone and kind of got stuck in a cave. Okay, yeah, that's not a big deal at all. I was getting great footage of what I thought was a family of wampus cats, but I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. Turns out that the wampus cats were actually skunks who very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their hidey hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat outside, bored to tears. Oh my god, that's funny. Lassie, she is not. But she's so cute. It took about an hour to get loose, which was pretty intense, but a few tomato juice baths later, I was right as rain, so it could have been a lot worse. So that's how you get the stench out. Good to know. Oh, and there was one time I accidentally stumbled onto old Duke's property and nearly got my head shot off. But that happens to everybody sooner or later. Maybe we should be more concerned about that. That someone could just almost get their head shot off by an old man with a shotgun. I'd barely count it. I'd count it much more. So yeah, these hikes aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. Okay. I'm sorry, did you say almost got shot? Are you sure it's safe here? You know, I'm a little surprised to see you getting cold feet. Are you fucking kidding me? You just said you almost got shot. I know we just met, but I had you pegged as pretty adventurous. I really wouldn't worry about Duke, though. He might be a little jumpy, but he means well. Yes, we'll just consider his intentions when he accidentally shoots my arm off. But he means well, and those trails are a ways off from his farm. And if it makes you feel any better, I've been out on the trails with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the woods when he walks. We'll hear him long before he sees us. And the wildlife isn't anything to be afraid of either. The worst I've seen up here is the occasional black bear, and even they scare easy. But hey, there's no point worrying about whatever bad stuff may happen to us. Sure, sometimes worrying can help you prepare for something, but we're as prepared as can be. I even carry bear mace. That's a good perspective. You have to think, sometimes, am I worrying too much, or am I worrying to the point where it just doesn't make a difference anymore? I know I have to think about that a lot with my anxiety, so good point. And if you're as prepared as you can be, why give in to your anxiety when you can have fun instead? It's not like being anxious ever stops anything bad from happening. In my experience, all it does is make the bad thing worse. The only thing you can do is tell yourself, this has happened. There's no going back to before this bad thing happened. And then you work on making things better. Anyway, all this is to say, we're good. Don't worry. Did you hear that? Oh, speak of the devil. Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Same to you, Stella. You always jumping at nothing, girl. Phew, sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girlie, just old Duke. Now what the hell are you looking for out here? Skunk ape. Sorry I asked. And who's this you suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick, you aren't. Is that? Yep. I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Now both of y'all head back to town, you hear? It's best to steer well clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter and won't be too appreciative if a couple fools with a camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy. Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Goes right for the camera. Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put that damn camera down. Aw, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know, I learned from the best. That you did, but I have yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it. The way you tromp around the woods at night yelling about chungabungas or what have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I've lost 3 this week and can't afford to lose many more than that. I'm so sorry to hear that. But, I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is, but I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. It's those damn mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course, you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting at my chickens. Couldn't have been anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s, and even those were iffy. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple school-age Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. It made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your video. They were calling me all kinds of names just for seeing things with my own eyes that I know to be true. Well, that was your first mistake, Duke. Don't ever read the comments. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of these woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. As Duke's words leave his mouth, a sinking feeling starts to pull at your stomach, as if the four of you were inexorably creeping towards something terrible. I don't think this ends well for you. Huh? How would you know? I go hunting in these woods all the time. Night, day, opossums, bears, don't make a difference. Even a mountain lion wouldn't stand a chance against the ingenuity of man here. The gun? Unless it's not a mountain lion. Oh, don't you get started again. If your daddy could hear you now, going on about ghouls and goblins, using what he taught you to run around these woods like some kind of paranormal investigator. Do you want to be his legacy? Do you want that to be his legacy, girl? And besides, you know my boy Bo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty this week. We'll be gone days, and the chicken coop might as well have a big old all-you-can-eat sign on it if I don't nip this in the bud tonight. You know how I feel about my chickens. Couldn't take it if I lost any more of my poor little ladies. And you know I have to put out a video by tomorrow evening. As Duke and Stella dig their feet in, the sinking feeling in your gut gains form in clarity. Somebody here is going to die tonight. Who will it be? If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. I like the mystical trait because it gives you a lot more foreshadowing. Like, I did not have that sense that someone was going to die. And that's pretty cool. I remember because the first time I played this, I was like, what the fuck? But we'll see what else it reveals to us. Ooh. One of us here is going to die tonight. I can feel it. Now, what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to threaten me? Yes. No. I don't know. It's just a weird feeling. A weird, bad feeling. Whoa, are you psychic or something? The signs point to yes. My reply. Are these all Magic 8-Ball replies? Ask me again later. Oh, right. When we're in a more private place. I getcha. Aw, hush, both of you. You're just trying to unsettle me, so I let y'all go off in the woods to film your little video. Ravenbrook, I think you freaked Duke out enough for one evening. Maybe we should leave the poor man to his wild goose chase. I am not freaked out by your friend's theatrics, but if it gets you out of my hair, sure, I'm greatly disturbed. Now run along home and stay out of trouble. You got it, Duke. Whatever you say. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. Come on, I know a trail that'll get us around him. Lead the way. And trust me, we don't have anything to worry about from old Duke or his shotgun. I've gone out hunting with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees when he walks. Even if we do cross paths, we'll hear him long before he catches wind of us. The trail's just up this way. Let's go. Alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. Ooh. She's looking, kind of confident there. Those kind of narrowing eyes. Not bad. Ahem. As night falls, my new assistant, the gorgeous Ravenrook, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellars. I can take the camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all this beautiful scenery. It's gorgeous out here, don't you think? Mystical. Though you and Stella are back on your own, the unsettling feeling that penetrated your gut earlier still remains. There's something wrong in these woods, though what it is still eludes you. Oh gosh, now I have to choose between hot and mystical? Alright, let's make a quick save here. Okay. Let's just try the romance option. See what happens. The view isn't the only gorgeous thing out here. Oh look, she's blushing. I was thinking the same thing. Let the moment hang in the air. Glad you feel that way. I'm pretty stunning, aren't I? Yeah, Gretchen's got a hell of a mug. Make it all about the dog. Yeah, like those trees, gorgeous trees. I'm glad you feel that way. Oh, okay, so we're not gonna, like, make out. I was curious. I would much rather go with a mystical option, but there's something wrong here in the air. It feels oppressive, dark. You don't happen to mean stinky, do you? Do you think you're smelling the skunk ape? No, more like a storm is coming, something metaphorically... Yeah. No, something metaphorically oppressive and dark. Dang, I thought we might have stumbled across its trail. Oh well, I wouldn't worry too much if I were you. My gut usually warns me if I'm going to run into trouble, and I feel a-okay. Yeah, we'll trust your gut. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud percussive snort. What was that? Oh no, the skunk ape has found us. It's duked back with a shotgun. Run. Death has come for me at last. Goodbye, cruel world. Yep, that's the perfect response. No need to come to terms with your own mortality just yet. That's just the sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of their herd about big scary predators like us. Let's check it out. Alright, so I'm actually going to stop here. This is if I'm remembering correctly, this is a pretty good place to stop. In terms of kind of getting to the climax of the first episode here. And just so you're all aware, the first episode is free on Steam. It's really a wonderful game. The rest of the game really isn't that expensive, so I highly recommend just purchasing the whole game and joining in the excitement as I eagerly await more episode releases. But until next time, yeah, see you later.